In the heart of East Asia lies a nation shrouded in silence. A land where myth and reality collide, and where one man shaped the lives of millions from behind layers of propaganda, secrecy, and absolute power. This is the story of Kim Jong Il, the enigmatic ruler of North Korea. A man portrayed as a genius, a warrior, a filmmaker, and a living god. Yet behind the facade, he presided over famine, fear, and one of the world's most isolated regimes. Today, we peel back the layers to understand who Kim Jong Il really was, how he ruled, and the legacy he left behind. Kim Jong Il was born sometime between 1941 and 1942. At least, that's what historians believe. According to North Korean propaganda, however, he was born on Mount Pitu, Korea's most sacred mountain, beneath a double rainbow and a glowing new star in the sky, a birth myth crafted to mirror legends of ancient kings. But in reality, he was born in a Soviet military camp, as the Korean peninsula burned through war and revolution. Kim Jong Il grew up in the shadow of his father, Kim Il-sung, the revolutionary hero who founded North Korea. From a young age, he was groomed not as a child, but as a successor, raised in elite schools, surrounded by party officials, and taught the ideology of Juche, the doctrine of self-reliance that would define North Korea. But behind the scenes, Kim Jong Il was already developing a reputation as something else, a quiet, observant, and calculating strategist. During the 1960s and 70s, Kim Jong Il moved rapidly through the ranks of the Workers' Party of Korea. But instead of starting with the military, he did something unexpected. He began with culture and propaganda. He oversaw films, newspapers, and mass rallies, shaping North Korea's image from the inside. He created massive performances known as the Mass Games, designed to glorify the Kim dynasty. Repetition creates loyalty. Spectacle creates obedience. Kim understood this better than anyone. By the late 1970s, he was already known as the Dear Leader, and the world began to realize who would one day replace his father. Kim Jong Il's love for film became legendary. Not only did he edit scripts and direct productions, he collected over 20,000 foreign films, from Hollywood to Bollywood. But his obsession took a darker turn. In 1978, he ordered the kidnapping of South Korean film director Shin Sang-ok and actress Choi Eun-hee. The goal? To force them to create movies that would improve North Korea's cinematic reputation. Imagine the power, a leader who controls a real nation, yet desperately wants to win an international film festival. This mixture of insecurity and ambition became a hallmark of Kim Jong Il's rule. In 1994, after years of preparation, Kim Jong Il officially inherited power upon Kim Il-sung's death.
With his death, the world's first communist dynasty is born, as his son, Kim Jong Il, inherits the mantle of power.
But the moment he took the throne, disaster struck. North Korea entered a devastating famine known as the Arduous March. Crop failure, flooding, and the collapse of Soviet aid left millions starving.
In the morning, I would see more than 10 street kids lying dead on the way to work. Back then, a lot of people died around me. a lot of kids without parents.
Kim Jong Il tightened control, diverting resources to the military and maintaining the ideology of Sungun. Military first. The Army 8. The Elite 8. Most citizens did not. Death toll estimates range into the hundreds of thousands, some say millions. And yet, Kim Jong Il's power grew stronger. He appeared in public rarely, spoke even less, and transformed himself into a mysterious, almost mythical figure. While the nation suffered economically, Kim Jong Il focused on a single goal: ensuring North Korea would never be invaded, and so began the nuclear program.
While Kim enriches himself, he deviously comes up with a way of getting someone else to pay to keep the North Korean people alive. He's going to terrify the West into sending them food. As well as building the world's fourth biggest army, Kim Jong Il secretly develops nuclear weapons.
Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, tensions escalated as North Korea refused to abandon weapons development. Diplomatic talks stalled, agreements collapsed, and missile tests shook the region. Kim Jong Il understood nuclear weapons were the ultimate bargaining chip. With them, he could demand aid, negotiate from strength, and guarantee his regime's survival. To this day, this strategy shapes the Korean peninsula. Behind the propaganda, Kim Jong Il was described by insiders as quiet, intelligent, extremely private, often insecure. He favored luxury, fine wine, designer suits, and exotic foods, while ordinary citizens lived under strict rationing. Rumors claim he wrote operas, invented dishes, or even shot multiple holes in one during his very first golf game. North Korean media built his image to be superhuman because his authority depended on it. But in reality, he was a man running a fragile system built on loyalty, fear, and secrecy. On December 17, 2011, Kim Jong Il died aboard his personal train.
위대한 용도자 김정일 동지께서
Kim Jong Il, North Korea's dear leader, is dead. The outpouring of grief is as hysterical as when his father died 17 years earlier.
His death was announced 2 days later. The world watched as the torch passed to his youngest son, Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-il left behind a nuclear program still expanding, a nation deeply isolated, and a population trained to see the Kim dynasty as eternal. His rule shaped modern North Korea, its politics, its military posture, and its global defiance. Whether viewed as a tyrant, strategist, or mystery, Kim Jong-il's shadow still looms over the Korean peninsula today. From myth to reality, from famine to nuclear power, Kim Jong-il ruled a nation unlike any other, and the world continues to feel the impact of his decisions. Thank you for watching. If you want more deep dive historical documentaries, make sure to like, subscribe, and explore our other videos.